on 19 keys, and this is high-level conversation.
We started out talking also about, personality type.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to think of that which I know is what I call my conscious mind.
Mm.
That which I know I don't know could be analogously my subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's something beyond the border. Once you go past the I know what I know what I don't know. So I'm not an ice skater, and I know I don't know how to ice skate well, so I don't really know ice skating.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's another realm beyond that, which is the I don't even know what I don't know.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the best part right there.
So the I don't even know what I don't know, we tend to call that something in science, as we call it, entropy.
Mm.
Entropy means randomness,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that could just be the boundary of where our knowledge ended and our ignorance began, our true ignorance,
Mm.
right? I don't need to be a physicist per se to know that I don't know physics.
Mm.
Someone else might know physics. Okay, fine. But then there's this realm that's beyond that, and we tend to think of that as being devoid of pattern. What if it's all patterned? What if all of it is patterned? Because from a mathematics perspective,
Then there is no true empathy then. Entropy.
there's no true entropy. I don't believe in entropy.
Because this kind of saying, can you create a non-mathematical universe? Is the properties beyond mathematics strong enough to create anything substantial, right? And I don't think anybody can composite a thought to say yes.
Well, so when you think about this, right, I have discovered many patterns now in mathematics, and I've come to realize that every time I've searched for a pattern, the pattern was found.
Mm. Mm.
But our science doesn't want to find patterns, because
That's
as
a
soon as
fact.
you find a pattern, that implies that there is a God.
Mm.
And people don't feel comfortable with that in general, right? Or maybe not a God figure, but there's some intelligent design.
Right.
It's not random, right? So the next thing I was trying to show is that if you have even one pattern within a sea of supposed randomness, then you cannot rule out that the entire sea of randomness is not entirely patterned.
But we know science disregards things that don't fit the common scientific consensus.
That's right. And because if you think about it, though, science is the one thing that all of our knowledge is constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
We thought a certain way about things. Hey, back in the 40s, smoking was healthy,
Yeah.
right? Then we have vaccinations and everyone's like, oh yeah, you got to do it. Just follow the science. And now people are going, there were something like 1,131 deaths that happened within 90 days that were hidden,
Mm-hmm.
from the clinical trials. And
Mhm.
that kind of just got swept under the carpet. But now it's all coming out.
Right.
So what we think of as science, it's the one thing that's constantly changing.
Yeah, I mean, science is a religion unto itself that does not want to admit that it's a religion, right?
We call this scientism.
Yeah, it's like science has a problem with their father. I think science has daddy issues.
Okay, explain that. I got to hear that. So what are the daddy issues of science?
I feel like scientists, never wants to call their dad by their name. They figure out all these other ways to describe why they are in existence, why they got a roof over their head, why they get to breathe, why things work. And
That's so
mom's
good.
like, your daddy abandoned you. You feel me? But behind the scenes, dad was always the one who supplied everything. But even when he comes back, and it's logical that dad must be paying for this because mama not working. Somebody got to be paying for this. I had to get here somewhere. My dad had to exist.
This is good.
They got abandonment issues. They don't ever want to say their daddy name. You know what I mean? And what do religious people call a holy father? Scientists don't have a father. Not a holy father. They got daddy issues.
All right. I'm going to use that again. I'll quote you on that one. That's a good one. Science has got daddy issues.
Yeah, dude. You know what I mean? It's okay. You can recognize your father. Your father by any other name is still your father.
Now listen, a little housekeeping. We have sports moss. Sports moss is what I've been using to get big. Now, I know some of y'all been seeing me and y'all been asking me if I'm going to play the next Black Adam, right? Y'all want to know if I'm going to get into wrestling or into boxing or I'm going to start bodybuilding and all those things. Now, the answer is no, right? I'm developing these broad shoulders and arms and legs because I can, right? I wanted to develop myself into the greater version, but I couldn't do it without the sports moss. 2 of these a day, and it increases adenosine triphosphate, which help deliver that oxygen to my blood while I'm working out, right? And then it helps decrease recovery time. So in this, it says we got the elderberry in there, we got the vitamin D, the sea moss, the zinc, and the cordyceps. Now that conversation, I had you tapped in. This is the Super Saiyan, you understand me, pill right here. Yeah. Then we got the vitamin C moss. We have smart moss. So each one does something different. Y'all know we don't be getting enough sun, so you got to get that vitamin D in you anyway to regulate them hormones. You got to get that vitamin C because we don't naturally produce ascorbic acid. So you got to get it through food or some sort of supplementation in order for you to be balanced. You got to get that green tea extract in there, help build up that immune system. Now we got shrooms, but not the shrooms that give you the psychedelic experience, right? But it is the shrooms that help you increase your psychic abilities, meaning your mind, meaning your brain. Right, as we age and we develop, we get old, decrepit, can't remember things, start to lose things. So we got to tap in, especially in a world that's constantly making us mentally exhausted. Then, of course, we got the gold. Now, y'all already know the gold, man. The gold to have us tapped into our electrical wiring systems to where your brain synapses is firing just like you was a baby. You're constantly developing, regrowing, and reflowing, right? So if you want to tap into those energy systems of mineralizations that I use to tap into my body, rather than being infused with the chemicalizations to where you no longer God body, y'all come tap into the gold water pills, man. I got a question for you. What does your cabinet look like? What is it that you're taking in your routine that's keeping you high level? If it's not our products, then whose products are you taking? And if it's no products, then that's a problem. Y'all seen our commercials for Gold Water, right? You've seen it all over high-level conversations. You come to the show, you grab your bottle, people give us the best testimonials on the planet, and we got people on the go. The thing about Gold Water is it's not our only product. We have products like the vitamin C moss. We don't naturally produce vitamin C, so we got to get it in other forms. So therefore, especially during wintertime, we're able to keep that immune system functioning high. Let's say if you just want pure moss. This is just pure moss. I'm talking about a superfood, the best on the planet. And not just from anywhere, because you never know where people actually getting their moss from. I ain't never seen them take a trip to Jamaica. See, we get ours tested, right? To make sure that you're getting the highest quality, pure version of it, and you're getting those minerals in an over-chemicalized world. We got Smart Moss Gold, right? That Smart Moss Gold is like a Viagra for the brain. You ever find yourself where your brain feels like it's low? You tap one of these and your brain gonna feel high level. Yeah, and women love a sapiosexual, so when those brains are popping and those ideals are running, you stay tapped in. You gotta make sure you stay safe out here. There's all sort of viruses and diseases that's running around this world, especially during this time. If you're traveling, make sure you spray this on the orifices throughout your body to kill any of those viruses or any of those things trying to invade you. So make sure y'all tap into goldwater.com so next time somebody asks you, what's keeping you high level? What's keeping you young and healthy and wealthy feeling? And now we can take some of that credit for it over here at goldwater.com. Make sure you keep your health journey running. It's a marathon. Peace.
I'm 19 Keys, and this is high level conversation.